Absolutely pissing it down. And we have a few leaks in my garage that I need to sort. But as always, I forget to do them on a nice day. So yeah, we're a little bit wet in here. But life goes on, let's see if we can get a little bit down. Sorry about all the background noise, it was absolutely pissing it down. Literally in the garage as well. I'm also had to come down the wet end, which is annoying. This is now dripping down my back. So I found my orbital sander, I think. It's around a friend's house. So I'm not going to be sanding those rear bins at the moment, or not by electricity anyway. So basically I'm just going to clean up the back end here and maybe get some smooth white in the boot here. Okay, you might have just seen me do the boot and paint that with smooth white. That was actually 2 days ago. I then got distracted by doing the doors, or a door, which I've still got to finish off, but hopefully that's getting there on one of the doors. The also reason I stopped doing the inside was because my friend had borrowed my orbital sander. So I've now got that back. So I'm going to try my best just to clean this up. I've got some, I'm just going because it's the rear bins, I'm just going with some 80 to get the bulk of it off, and then I'll go over with some 240 grit paper just to smooth it off, and hopefully that should give it a good enough finish. If not, we can always put a little bit of filler prime on it, but as I said, I just wanted to get rid of the worst of the welding and the problems area down there. As I said, it's all down by the feet carpet, you're never really going to ever see it. So yeah, so let's get on and do that. Oh, I start to remember how lovely it is doing filler work and the place just turns from dust. So I just spent the last 3 months with iron filings everywhere. And you have black bogies, not you guys, no offence, but yeah, your snot is black. And then when you get into prep work, depending on what colour filler you're using, normally you end up with white bogies. And then when you come to paint the car, you get that colour bogies as well if you're not careful. So yeah. Just got this sponge out as well. It just goes on there. It just helps if you've got not a perfectly flat edge or something, or you've got a slight curve. You're just trying to get into it. You're not having a harsh edge, and you're not digging a grip into it. So it sort of helps go around corners and stuff. So I've just gone down with the 80 grit. There really wasn't much to take off. It's not perfect right down to the bottom edge, but it's all going to be covered in carpet that anyway. So, and spound deadening, so we'll just go over with the 240. Alright, I've got a couple of little bits to clean up off here where I put the bracing bars in ages ago, so I just need to grind them off a little bit so it's ready for prepping. Because basically what I'm trying to do now is get the interior ready for paint. So all these bits that you get seen, so door pockets, rear bins, door pillars, around the top edge here, along here, all around the bits that are still not showing, that aren't covered by either headlining or fabric or whatever the stuff is on the side there, or by seats. So that's what I'm just trying to do. Alright, so we've just got to move on to the other side. Sorry for no Stella being in shot. I do find that the powder really, the filler really does affect the taste. So it's always best to try and keep your beer out of the way, which is a bit of a shame because you then got to stop and go get some now. So I'll just have a quick swig of beer and then crack on. Okay, it doesn't really matter, but I've got a few little holes down this side where I needed to use more filler than the other side. So I'm just going to be a little bit annoyed. Just put a little bit more filler in. It really don't make any difference in reality. But yeah, I'll just mix up a little bit of filler and just fill those little holes out. Okay, just let the filler go off on those bits and that'll do. Once I've sanded them down, I'll leave it like that, put a bit of filler prime on it and prime that down. So the next thing I'll just do is get the last bit of the wiring loom out. And what I'll do is I'm going to tie a bit of string to one end. And so I've at least got a piece of string still dangling up there. In the end, I don't think now everything's out. I don't think it's going to be that tricky. I think the trickiest bit will be trying to get it up the door pillar or down the door pillar, whichever way you do. I'm pretty sure you'd go. It wouldn't make any difference, I think. So, but once the new wiring arrives, we can give that a go. But let's just get the old one out for now. Okay, wiring loom's out. So I'm just going to jump into something completely random now and just try a bit of sound deadening inside this car, inside the door panel, because as I learned last time, once you put the door skin on, it's a lot harder to actually put the sound deadening on. But to be fair, let me pause. Okay, back to where I started. To be fair, when I had the door skins on, I used these smaller sheets. I'm not too sure without a tape measure of what size they are, but they're 10 by 6, 12 by 6, something like that. And I was able to easily get them through the door window winder hole and inside the door, lay them up, obviously this way around, peel the sticker off, and I was able to sort of place them in. So yeah, you know, don't panic too much if you haven't put the sound in. You can always add these, as I said, to the smaller sheets, go in there, not a problem. Even if you've got the bigger sheets, you can cut them down, fit them in there. So it really wasn't a problem, to be honest, really. Not with my skinny arms anyway. But yeah, I'm going to do a proper video on a lot more of this sound deadening, hopefully. So if this little section sounds a bit funny, it's just because I'm going to think about maybe editing it into another bigger video later. There me getting all posh. But yeah, so I bought these smaller ones a while ago. I used them on the Red Hot. I contacted Silent Coat the other day about putting them on the roof because there's a few questions about them going on the roof. They've assured me that as long as it's all prepped fine, they will stay there, they won't fall down. So they sent me a few sample sheets to try. So I'm going to give my opinion on those. Obviously, I can't really give my opinion until a few months down the line once we've got it running and in the hot sun, and I'll let you know if they fall off. So yeah, it's purely just my opinion and review at the moment. I'm not recommending them at the moment. So let's get that straight. So yeah, but yeah, now I've got the bigger sheets, I'm going to try and do the inside of the door. But before I do that, I'm going to remove the label, because again, that'll just rust one day and get soaked and call me all sorts of trouble. Okay, what I've just done is try to lay them out the best I can. Again, I think you can get different thicknesses. These are 2mm. You can get 3, 4, 5mm. It's up to you how thick you get. I guess more you put on, more it's going to thud less, and more it sound like a VW as you close your door. But obviously it starts to add weight. The box that I got sent, Christ, and the box I ordered, you know, definitely a fair few kilos. So you've got to think, you know, if you start, you know, adding a lot on, you know, it's the weight of a small child. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go with one layer, fairly close together, and go with that. So I think what I'd do is try and keep away from the edges a bit, because obviously you've got to remember you've got a lip that folds, that the skin folds to, and also you just got where the door handle bolt goes through, so we just got to remember that. So yeah, let's get stuck down. Well, I'm not too sure. Ah, where's my beer gone? Stella? Stella? That's alright, found it. So not too sure if I'm supposed to be doing this now. I'm sure I've got more important jobs to be doing. My dad's coming down next week to fit the engine. Well, I'll help him, but the engine bay's got to be finished for that. But yeah, it does feel nice putting some nice good stuff on, like I did the other day with fitting parts. It does feel nice, spurs you on a little bit when you're a little bit down. So I definitely recommend doing it sometimes, just because, yeah, as I said, keeps you going. So yeah, one door. What I'll do is I'll get some comparison videos later on. As I said, I want to try and do a whole video on the sound deadening when I do the whole car once I've painted the inside. But you can hopefully tell that sounds pretty good already. So, but yeah, I'll get the old door skin at some point and show you the difference. So yeah, I'm hoping that I've stuck everything in the right place. I'm not too sure if everything's got caught or it's going to get caught on the windows and stuff. Only time will tell once we put it in. And just around this door handle, but worst case I might just have to trim a little bit. But I'll warn you that once I do the videos later on and try and fit the door handles and stuff. But yeah, that's it for tonight. Sorry for a bit of the chop and changing videos. But yeah, right, cool.